Alright guys, YouTube says I am live for episode 14 of Hanging with Dave. If you're new to the channel, you like technology, and you're on a budget, which who ain't on a budget nowadays, make sure you hit that like button or that dislike button if you don't like what you see here. There's a comment section below. Hit me up. I go through them every weekend here on my live show, like we're going to do today. Just a little forewarning. While I do the show, I like to have me a cold Budweiser. This is my day off from my full-time job, so I do enjoy me a cold drink. I am a truck driver by trade, so every once in a while you'll hear a cuss word or a curse word or a dirty word or a wordy word, however you guys want to say it. And cheers to y'all. And if I go coughing or sneezing, I want to apologize up front this week. I'm fighting a little bit of a head cold. I've been fighting this thing for quite some time. So, yeah, if I start coughing and whatnot, I'll try to cover up the microphone and try to keep it calm. But, you know, if it spikes, I'm sorry about it. So be careful if you're using headphones while you're watching. I didn't really have a whole lot of time to prep for today's video. This week's video coming up, you know, I had about 7 hours of footage to scrub through to try to piece it together and just to get the information out. You know, my videos, I try to keep them simple and short and straight to the point, and not put in a whole lot of BS or a bunch of jokes or anything. I don't try to be funny in my videos. So I had to take them and do a lot of cutting down. Like I said, it was like 6 or 7 hours of video there. I had to try to smash down to a half hour and still get my point across. So I didn't have much time to prepare for today. It took about 10, 15 minutes and looked for some news for today, but I couldn't find much news or anything that's really worth reporting on. Of course, you know, if you look up like Tom's Hardware and places like that, they talk about stuff on sale. I've looked at a couple of those. They must have been a one-time deal, because when I clicked on the link, the deals wasn't there. There is the 109900K that's hitting 5.1 gigahertz, but yeah. Okay, Intel's keeping the lead on the fastest CPU made. Alright, yeah, there ain't much of a story behind that one. They gotta try to do something to keep up with AMD right now until they get some better stuff coming out. So today is pretty well just gonna be Q&A. I'm gonna go down through the comments. I've been kind of looked at them here this morning a little bit. Haven't really got much to look into them, but it looks like I got quite a few to do. It may take me a little while to get through these all. So, you know, it may be a little short this week. I try for an hour. Most of the time it's usually only a half hour. Today may be even a little bit shorter on that one, just because it's just Q&A and going down through the comments, or any comments to come up in the any questions that may come up in the chat over there on that other window over there. I try to keep an eye up on that. Let's say here, let's switch over here to the desktop. And where's the question start at? Right here, 6 days ago. Waste of time, number 9. And as I go down through these guys, if I butcher your names, forgive me. I ain't very good with names. I say this in every live stream, and I'll probably continue to say it in all of them. I'm not very good with names in real life, so some of these names kind of get to me time to time. So, but I try to pronounce them the best I can. Waste of time, number 9. Hey, I have a question. My PC randomly will crash, but it stays on, and the audio will repeat. It happens all of the time. Got any ideas? Don't sound like it's actually randomly crashing. It sounds like the display drivers is crashing, or your however your video is getting out is crashing. If the audio stays on and the audio repeats, the system itself ain't crashing. That was on Hanging with Dave, episode 13 was a comment. Sounds like it's a driver issue maybe with your graphics. Maybe it's your graphics card. I don't know exactly what kind of setup you're running. I try to update your drivers for the for your graphics. You know, if you're running an iGPU, you know, integrated into the CPU, you may want to check your driver graphics, your graphic drivers, something like that. If you're running a discrete graphics card, maybe try a different graphics card. Because you say the audio stays on and it repeats. Sounds like to me it's something within your display. Don't sound like the whole PC's randomly crashing, but it just sounds like it's the display crashing on it. That's a few things to try to kind of look at. It could also be your RAM. You may have a bad stick of RAM or something like that could cause something like that. Your RAM can do a lot of funny stuff to your system. I'd probably stick with the display drivers, your display card, your GPU, whatever you may be running. Try a discrete GPU if you're running an iGPU. You can pick up don't have to be nothing fancy. You pick them up off of eBay for 50, 60 bucks as long as it's been out in the last few years. Just throw it in just to try them. See if that would happen to fix it if you got an iGPU. If you got a discrete graphics card and you have an iGPU, maybe try to run the iGPU, pull your graphics card out and try to run it on the integrated graphics, see if that helps. But that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like it says that your PC's randomly crashing, but the audio stays on. It sounds like it's just a display driver or something. But thanks for watching and thanks for the comment. Next we got here Scaplap Lag. Thank you for this one. That was on how to overclock the Ryzen 5 2400G on the Gigabyte B450 MDS3H port 3. That was the final port where I finally figured out how to overclock on the Gigabyte B450 motherboard. Well, I'm glad I could help you. You're more than welcome. Thanks for the comment and thanks for watching. Two timer 1020 5 days ago. This is on the Cooler Master Masterbox Q300L build guide for 2019. Honestly, a good PC build, and on top of that, this guy's voice is beeping awesome. I love it. LOL, no homo. Well, thank you. That is a pretty good PC I built in that one. I think that's the Ryzen 2400G that I ended up putting an RX 580 in, I believe. Or it could be the 6400 build I did. But either way, it was a good solid round 1080p gaming system from back in the day. Thanks for saying I'm awesome. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the comment. He also said you deserve more subscribers up here. Right there. I'm working on that. I'm trying to get more subscribers. I'm trying to grow the community a little bit. And while we're talking about subscribers, I want to thank you all that have subscribed to the channel. Last week I went over a comment. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. There's guys talking about, I do a good job. Hello, bro. I recently came across your channel and realized how much work you're putting into your channel, but you are still not getting enough subs. Now, on the serious note, I think you need to work on your thumbnails to attract more viewers. Okay. More friendly content by giving a name to your community. And that one right there, I've been thinking about. And, and a lot of the big YouTubers or people in this industry do this. A lot of people that run YouTube channels and whatnot, once they get the community build up some, they do kind of come up with a catchy name for the subscribers and whatnot. And I've been thinking about that, and I haven't been really able to come up with any decent names. I'm open for suggestions. If you guys would like to see me do that, let me know. I do this mainly for the subscribers anyways. If you guys run across my videos, you subscribe, you keep coming back, the ones that join me in the live shows and whatnot. If you guys could think of a decent name, something that would, that don't sound too corny anyways, let me know. I've been thinking about that. I just haven't came up with a decent name yet. Because that does kind of makes it feel a little bit more personal that way. Okay, let's see here. The next one we got here is I7MD. However you want to pronounce that. Thank you for the tutorial. Good luck. Good luck. Keep creating content. That was on how to overclock your RAM on the Gigabyte B450 DS3H motherboard. Well, thank you. You're more than welcome for the tutorial. I plan on keep on creating. I do it because I enjoy doing what I do. I enjoy, basically what I do on the channel is it's the stuff I do anyways. I just kind of turn on the camera and kind of bring you guys along for the ride. If you guys have a suggestion for a video, let me know. I try to cover it. I try to do some research to see if I think it's going to do much good or not. But most generally, anything you guys ask for me to cover, I try to cover if financially possible. I can't go out and put $3,000 or $4,000 into a build or anything just for YouTube. I just can't do that. I just don't have the financial means for that. But if it's something that I could possibly arrange, which we'll get back into that too about this week's video and upcoming stuff for the channel that I got coming up. But thanks for watching. Thanks for the comment. Appreciate it. Jesus Pinna, I guess. Hello, friend. I have the B450 Earth M with the BIOS F1. To get to F50, I must first install F32, then the F40, then F41, then F42, and then F50. That's the B450 Earth M. Let's see here. Let's pull up the website on this motherboard and see which one you actually need. Let's see. There we go. Earth M. Support. We'll go down here to the BIOSes. Alright, now what's he got? He's with BIOS F1. He wants to get to F50. Okay, so if he's on F1, which is the first release, the steps is detailed under BIOS F40. Okay, so it sounds like he needs to update to F40. Note, before updating the BIOS 42G to the new version, you must follow the steps detailed in F40. Okay. So if you go from F1 up to F40, and then once you do F40, you need to go from by what I'm reading, the way I'm understanding it, if you're on F1, you need to update to F40, which is right here, this one right here, F40. And then once you get F40, you can skip 41, 42G, and go straight to F50. So yeah, you'll have to do it twice at least. You have to update to F40, and then you can go up to F50. You won't have to do F41 and F42G. As long as you're up to F40, you should be able to go straight up to F50. You should be able to skip them too. But thanks for watching, and thanks for the comment. Appreciate that. That was on how to update the BIOS for the Gigabyte B450 DS3H motherboard. Let's see here. Next. BioAxe. What if my BIOS version is ahead of F32 since it is already F41? And that's also on how to update the BIOS for the Gigabyte B451. As long as you're on if you're on F41, you should be able to do straight up to F50 if you like. Let's take a look, see. Support BIOSes. Yeah, if you're already on F41, there's no reason to do the other ones. You go straight from F40 straight up to F50 with no problem. You won't have to do the F41, F42H, and then F50. You can do just straight up to F50 if you want F41. Then you can do, what if my BIOS version is ahead of F32, since it is already F41. If it's F41, you can go straight up to F50 if you like. But thanks for watching, and thanks for the comment. Next here we have KRAM. 3 days ago, that was on how to update the BIOS on the Gigabyte motherboard. Does this motherboard need to be updated, the BIOS, for the Ryzen 3 2200G? No, it does not. That motherboard natively supports the Ryzen 3 2200G. If you're gonna go up to the 3200G, you would, but the 2200G, it's a plug-and-play experience. Even BIOS version 1 on that motherboard would run the Ryzen 3 2200G. But thanks for watching, and thanks for the comment. Ryan Thomas, 3 days ago. Great video. That was on the 2020 $500 1080p gaming PC port list. Well, thank you. I put a little bit of time into that one. I'm glad you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the comment. Derek, 2 days ago. Thanks, man. The only video that worked for me. Cheers. Well, cheers to you too, Derek. And that was on how to update the BIOS on the Gigabyte B450 DS3H motherboard. I'm glad it worked for you. I'm glad you got you up and going the way you should have. You're more than welcome. And thanks for watching in the comment, Derek. Josh 1, Nader 1. Gigabyte B450 DS3H motherboard BIOS. Did I brick my motherboard? That's when I put the video out because I thought I bricked my motherboard, but I actually didn't. I have that same motherboard, but every time I press save and exit, it just turns off and boots back onto the BIOS again. Sounds like it ain't recognizing Windows on any of your drives. Anytime you start up a computer and it goes straight into the BIOS, it sounds like it ain't recognizing your Windows program or your operating system, which I'm assuming that it's going to be that it's Windows. I'm assuming. I don't see why anybody would be building a Macintosh with these components. But yeah, it sounds like it ain't recognizing your booting off of Windows. So I'd go in and check your boot options. You know, make sure your boot options are set properly to go into the Windows. And you say when I press save and exit, it just turns off and boots back into the BIOS again. Is it saving any of the changes, or is it just taking you back into the BIOS and none of the changes are saved? Like I said, I'd check your boot priority and make sure it's lined up to where it's recognizing your Windows. I don't have a picture of it, or I'd show you what I was talking about. But I hope that helps. It seems like it ain't recognizing your Windows. But thanks for watching. Thanks for the comment. Hope that helps you a little bit. But yeah, I'd definitely check that boot option. Make sure it should be booting off of your Windows. Let's see here. We got a couple comments here in chat. Abash Dixon. Hey Dave, I have a DS3H motherboard which, as you know, has a single fan header other than the CPU one. Now I have connected a fan splitter on the system fan header with one 140 Corsair as an intake and a 120mm Cooler Master as an exhaust. I play a heavy game like Metro 2033 and NFS playback, my system fans begin to stop for a few seconds and then come on again. This continues until I reboot the system. System is a 3400G with 16 gigabytes of RAM and a 550 Corsair PSU. I'd go in and check your fan controls. See how your fan controls are set up inside the BIOS. Depending on how I'm assuming that you're letting the BIOS control your fans on that. Depending on how your system's set up and how that fan curve is set, it ain't going to turn on the fans unless it's needed. They shouldn't be running all the time. I mean, depending on how your fan curve set up. Run for a few seconds, come on again, and continue until I reboot the system. Yeah, I'd go and check that fan curve, because usually your fan curve is just like your CPU fan curve, besides it controls the rest of the fans in your system, and it goes off of the temperature of the CPU usually. Yeah, it should be a PMW fan head. It should have a 4-pin, so it should be being controlled by the BIOS. I mean, if you ain't having no problems with the system overheating or anything, I check your temperatures. Them fans coming on and off sounds pretty normal, actually. Usually your fan curve is set to your CPU temperature, usually. Unless you went in and changed it inside the BIOS. And them fans shouldn't be running unless it really needs the extra airflow going through the case to keep the CPU cool. I hope that helps you a little bit. But that'd be my suggestion, check that fan curve. What was I on the questions here? Okay, I did that one. About the BIOS again. Boots back into the BIOS. I did that one. Let's see here. Yeah, the fan is controlled by the BIOS on the system fans. It's voltage controlled. I have set a manual curve with 50% speed from 0 to 50 degrees. Set a 50% speed from 0 to 50. That's a good question. If you got set to 50% speed from 0 to 50 degrees, if it should be at 50% from 0 to 50, your fan should be on at 50% all the time. Up to 50 degrees, and then from there it should wrap up. I'm not too sure on that. I'm not too sure on what inside that BIOS would actually help control that. Windows shouldn't be overriding the BIOS. If that's the way the BIOS is set up, with 50% from 0 to 50 degrees, then Windows shouldn't be overriding that. I'm not too sure on that, tell you the truth. I don't like saying that to questions, but you gotta set the 50% speed from 0 to 50 degrees. So it should be running at least 50% fan speed at all times. You say they're shutting off. Let's see, whenever I play a heavy game, plays back, my system fans begin to stop for a few seconds and then come on again. I'd maybe check the connection, maybe try a different splitter. Because if they just go off for a few seconds and come back on, and they should be running at 50% all the time, it may be something within the cabling. Try a different splitter maybe, which they're fairly cheap. They ain't too bad. Or maybe unplug the splitter and just plug it directly into, just plug one fan into the motherboard and see if it runs at 50% all the time. That splitter may have something to do with it, depending on the brand of splitter and whatnot. That splitter may be bad. It maybe have a broken cable in it someplace, broken wire in it or something. I'd try to unplug the splitter and just try to plug in one fan and see if it works like it should, like you got the fan set up. That'd be the cheapest and the best suggestion I'd have on something like that. Because you have, it sounds like you have two different fans in it anyways. You got a Corsair 140, then you got a Cooler Master exhaust. Yeah, I'd try maybe a different splitter. Like I said, just disconnect the splitter all together and just plug the one fan in and see if it operates better for you. It may be that splitter. I've seen splitters go bad like that before. I try not to use splitters, but I have, and I do. I'm running one in my system now, and I have seen them go bad to where they ain't throwing the proper voltage out to both of the lines at the same time, or all three lines at the same time, and they'll cause some funny stuff to happen. I hope that helps you. Okay, back to the questions here. We have one on how to overclock your RAM. Asgard. I have this motherboard and the RAM that is not on the QVL list, and everything is grayed out. By default speed is 2400 megahertz when my RAM is 3200 megahertz. How can I at least, set it to 2600 or 2933 without overclocking? You can't. Your RAM ain't on the QVL list. Everything is grayed out by default, or everything is grayed. And default speed is 2400 megahertz when my RAM's at 3200 megahertz. If it's grayed out, it ain't even gonna let you overclock it if it's grayed out like that. For some reason, depending on what RAM kit you got, the motherboard ain't even recognizing it as being an overclockable RAM kit. About the only thing you could really do at that point, if it's grayed out, it ain't gonna let you make no changes. It'd be get you a different RAM kit. Be about the only thing you could do with that one. There ain't much more you could do with it. There's a nice long one. Rogel Slave say, how to disable the onboard graphics on the Gigabyte B450MDS3H motherboard. I have the same board in my GPU as a Zotac 2070 Super. The problem was I don't have that option. You responded to one of the viewers. Here's your answer. Dave's Techway 5 months ago. If the CPU does not have onboard GPU, it will not show up. Thanks for watching in the comment. Mine have GPU, and we are at the same model too. I'm confused. Do I need to enable the IOMMU? If I'm not mistaken, the IOMMU has nothing to do with the onboard graphics. I think that's more or less for the memory. Let's see what we got here. In computing and input-output memory management unit, the IOMMU is a memory management unit that connects a direct memory access capability DMA compatible I/O bus to the main memory. That shouldn't have much to do with the with disabling the onboard graphics. Enabling the IOMMU ain't going to do much for the onboard graphics. You have a standalone GPU, like my motherboard. Whenever I take the Ryzen 5 2400G out and I put the Ryzen 2700 in, all options for onboard graphics was disabled. It's all grayed out. I can't do nothing with it. And that's what I meant in that comment. If the CPU does not have an onboard GPU, it will not show up. And since I've changed mine out to 2700, mine don't show up as being able to disable the onboard graphics. Mine have a GPU and we are at the same model too. I'm confused. Do I need to enable IOMMU? That should have nothing to do with disabling your onboard graphics. I'm kind of confused with the way you wrote that. If you ain't running the 2400G, the 2200G, or one of the newer Athlon processors, it ain't going to show up the way you can disable your onboard graphics. And that's what I meant by that comment, was if the CPU don't have onboard graphics, it won't show up. It'll be grayed out completely. Mine have a GPU and we are at the same model too. I'm confused. Do I need to enable? I put management units as a memory. Yeah, doing that the IOMMU map ain't going to do much for disabling onboard graphics. If you ain't running 2400, 2400, 3400, 2200, or 3200G, or one of the Athlon processors, you won't have it the way you can disable the onboard graphics. Mine, I put the graphics card in mine, even with the 2400G, and it automatically switched over to connect the video through the PCI Express 16 slot. So I have had that one that I built and put the RX 580 on that I sold, or that customer paid for, that I had to go in and manually set it to where it would recognize the GPU through the PCI Express 16 slot instead of the onboard graphics. But you gotta use the onboard graphics to be able to get into the BIOS at that point. But yeah, I don't see why you'd have to enable that. And if it's recognizing your GPU, I don't see what the issue is. I hope that I'm just as confused as you are, apparently. But thanks for watching, and thanks for the comment anyways. Alright guys, that's about the end of the comment, the Q&A. I don't see no other comments. I know there was I had a couple come in this week that was replies to other replies, and for some reason they ain't showing up under the comment section, and I can't figure out how to find them again. I'd like to answer them. Let's see here. I guess I can show you this. I guess I won't get in too much trouble here for this one. Well, I'm kind of covering it up, ain't I? Well, let's do this. Here's one. Seth, 6 hours ago, says, how does this work? And that's a reply to never built a PC before, about upgrading BIOS. She asked if she could use a laptop. You can use a laptop to go to the manufacturer's website, download the BIOS that you need onto the flash drive to be able to update your BIOS is what I meant by that. Like I said, that's Seth 6 hours ago. So that's what I was meaning. There may be some miscommunication there. I mean, you can, even your laptops, if you can find the right BIOS, find out what motherboard you're running in a laptop with like CPU-Z or something, you can upgrade your BIOS in the motherboard too, which that's less likely to have any performance on anything. Laptops is pretty well set to what they are, and they usually don't do much updates to them. Let's see what else we got here. There was another reply, I believe, that we got. I can't find it now. I don't know. I can't find the other replies that I got, but I thought there was some other ones there, but apparently not. But anyways, guys, it's going to pretty well wrap up the Q&A, the comments section. If you have any questions in the put them in the chat. I'll do my best to answer them. Some of these technical stuff that you guys ask me about computer problems and whatnot, I try to answer them the best that I can. But some of them, without having the computer in front of me and being able to get into it, it's hard to come up with answers to actually see exactly what's going on. But I'll try. But anyways, as I mentioned before, Abash Dixon, last week in the live show, you gave me an idea for a video. I don't know if you was watching at the very beginning or not, but I started recording that video. Let's see if I can find it down here. Maybe. Yeah, let's see here. I think it was before that one. Right there it is. Here's your comment about the thermal paste. And I did see your chat where it'd be great if I could do a dedicated video on thermal paste applications. I've actually worked on that video this morning. I've got it recorded. I still have a lot of editing to do to it. If you haven't been watching since I went live this morning, I've got probably 7 hours of video to scrub through and cut down. But that will be coming up Wednesday for you. So be watching for that one. That one's coming up Wednesday. Also, if you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, you'll know when this happens. Just to give you guys a little bit of a clue of what's coming up on the channel. I have ordered me a new motherboard for an upgrade on my computer. I'm trying to get it set up to where it's more than just a gaming computer, where it's more suited for what I do. That's why I went to the 2700 from the 2400G. The next thing I should have probably did was my graphics card, but I actually went ahead and bought this X470 Pro. That's what I had the budget to buy right now. So be expecting some content on that coming up. A few months back, I'm not sure who it was. I don't even know if I could even find the comment, but they wanted me to do an unboxing and overview of a motherboard. So I'm going to be doing an unboxing and overview of that. And of course, I'll be doing my BIOS update. When I do my BIOS update, I'll put it out. And I want to do some, since it is X470, I want to do some overclocking with it. The X470 is better for overclocking than what the B450 is. So I want to do some overclocking on this. And I'm going to compare it to what I've got on this B450 motherboard. I know it's an unfair comparison in some ways because it is an X470 compared to a B450. But this motherboard is also $133, where the motherboard I'm running now is less than $80. You know, you're looking at $50 or $60 price difference. And it's kind of nice if you're going to upgrade your motherboard, to see what kind of experience you can get, or what extra performance you can push out your CPU to get for the extra price. So, you know, that's just for you guys that's made it this long with me in the live stream this week, or you've seen this, you know, it's a little bit of an idea of what's coming up. If you follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which the links is in the description below, you'll see pictures of it, and you know, I kind of put up there on them too, you know, upcoming videos and this and that and stuff like that. So that'd be a good way to keep up with what's going on here in the channel. But with that being said, I think I'm gonna get out of here for today. I've put in, I got a lot of editing to do yet, and I got some other ideas going through my head, and I need to get some gameplay recorded for my Borderlands 3 walkthrough. So I think that's going to pretty well wrap it up for today's show, guys. On your way out, make sure you throw me up a like or throw me the dislike, whichever way. There's a comment section. I'll go through them next week on my live stream at the same time, same place. You know, 11 a.m. Saturday morning Eastern Standard Time here in the U.S. And don't forget that lonely little subscribe button down there and hit that notification bell. The more people joins, the more I can get into just doing the Q&A. Like what I started this stream to be is just Q&A. I wasn't expecting to do any news or anything like that. I like doing just the Q&A part of this. But up to this week, I really didn't have enough Q&A to really fulfill, you know, a half hour to an hour long show. So, but hopefully the comments keep coming in like this, and I can, you know, I can turn this live stream into what I want. It's mainly for the subscribers. But with all that being said, you all have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video or the next live stream.